Yeah, I mean, we try to keep our individual goals separate. I mean, we know each other's individual goals, and that was one thing our strength staff told us to do. I mean, share your goals with everyone so everyone know where we're headed. So at the end of the day, we can all work together and we can get on the path where the entire team wants to go.
So those film sessions, was it kind of a defensive thing? Was it a defensive backfield thing? How did you break it up?
More of a defensive backfield thing. I mean, we love our guy. We love all 11 guys on the defensive side of the ball as well as on the offensive side. But in that defensive backfield, we just have a closer bond. I mean, we feel as though we have so much in common in that we're all on the same path.
Was it kind of breaking down different coverages? Was it recognizing different receiver routes? What were you looking for?
More recognizing the routes, recognizing who's running the routes and what are their strengths and their weaknesses.
Having worked against this offense daily, what's the most difficult portion to defend?
The most difficult portion I want to say is definitely the speed. They have some guys over there that can really run, and when I mean run, they can really run. I mean, it seems like they're getting faster every year they come in here. It's crazy. But I mean, it's between working with our scheme and our techniques, we have the ability to slow them down and be able to do what we have to do defensively.
Is there anything you can do in practice even to disguise yourself against the offense anymore? Or have you guys seen so much of each other that at that point it's kind of...
I think more is sometimes the quarterbacks tell us and the receivers that we have them a little confused. As long as we keep them moving, keep everything in motion, they'll never know where it stops when the ball snaps.
Does Shelton remind you of anybody that you played against in Big 12 play?
No, Shelton's a different type of guy. I mean, he's a special player. He's a special type of guy. He's definitely going to be something special in the Big 12 and someone that everyone should look out for.
Faster than Mario in practice? Different than Mario?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that one. It would be a good race.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
How much of a leadership role have you taken? Some of those young guys and even some of the guys that do have experience?
I know one thing they wanted me to take on was the leadership role and being a little bit more vocal. So I mean, I've been trying to do a little bit more talking, especially like with the freshmen, because I know what they've been through and I know like the struggles of being a freshman, especially when you're in camp. I mean, it's hard taking things from the film room, remembering them and getting out there on the field. So I mean, every freshman wants to come in here and play. And I try to tell them the key tools the steps that I took. Because, I mean, some of the freshmen that came in, they're steps ahead of where I was when I came in. So, I mean, they're all on the right track. And if anything, just lead by example and do all the right things, and they'll follow behind you.
Speaking from experience as a guy that did play as a freshman, what have you seen, from those two guys, just from an athletic standpoint?
Athletically, I think they're ahead of where I was. I mean, they're catching on the techniques better, and it seems like they're just moving and being able to comprehend things a lot better. And I just tell them like when in the film room things are going to be difficult, especially the verbiage of a college athlete. I mean, it's very hard from what you learned in high school.
Do you learn in high school? Or do they just put you out there and say, stop that guy?
I guess it depends on where you went to high school at.
Yeah, that's probably true, yeah.
Because I mean, at my high school, there wasn't really many times where they taught you, oh, do this, take this step, and they'll take this away from a guy. It was more go out there, do the best that you could do off to the play call that we called.
And be an athlete. Yeah,
yes,
pretty
sir.
much.
I was just talking to Ricky. What do you see his role being this fall? I mean, a guy who clearly came in, stepped up in that Baylor game, and when you talk to Brian Mitchell, he says you need more than just two cornerbacks. How does he factor into what you're trying to accomplish?
That's a crazy question. I mean, we talk about it all the time, and on the defensive side of the ball, I feel like we have three corners. I mean, we have three starters at this point, and it's great. I mean, it helps us all compete at such a high clip. Every day we go out there, I mean, we just work. I mean, whether it's me and Terrell out there, me and Rick, or Terrell and Rick out there, regardless, they're going to perform at such a high clip. And I think Rick's role is going to be the start. He's the starting corner. I mean, just like the rest of us, none of us' job is concealed.